Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, you know the vibes. I can't even introduce them the way I like to introduce them. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Manscaped wilding right now. The products that Manscaped putting out is different. I'm going to have a thorough review this week for you guys on the Manscaped bundle that I just received. All I'm going to tell you this. You code Brunson, save 20% off and get the free shipping. This is bananas, man. Bananas. The last one I got to use is the shampoo. I use the body spray. I use the lip balms. I mean, manly products. The deodorant. Come on. The review is coming tomorrow, man. Just thought I'd let y'all know about that. But yeah, man. James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embid and Tyrese Maxey. Them dudes look for real. They look for real. You know what? To be honest, I really didn't, I really took James Harden's greatness for granted. I took James Harden's greatness for granted. I took it for granted. Listen, we all know he's good. He's an MVP. We know he put in that work. We know James Harden is a walking triple-double. We knew these things about James Harden before we got him. But I'm going to tell you this. It hit different when he wearing the jersey that your team is representing. It hit different when he played for your team and he want to play for your team. That's a different James Harden out there. First player in NBA history to have, in his first 2 starting games with his new team, 25 points and 10 assists in back-to-back games. And I think he averaging 8 rebounds. And there has not been a drop in production of Joel Embid at all. James Harden is out there wheeling and dealing. I mean, if Tobias Harris could hit some of his shots since playing with James Harden would be averaging like 14 assists. Because James Harden is getting Tobias Harris some dimes. I think Tobias Harris just got to get used to being in that role. That every time I get a ball, I think Embiid was like 7 for 7 on passes from James Harden. Tobias Harris got to get in the mindset that every time I get a ball from this guy, he's putting me in a position to score. Because everybody else on the floor is looking at him. A pass from James Harden, especially in transition, is your chance to score. James Harden ain't even looking for a shot, man. We are contenders. We are the real deal. You got to double team Embiid. You got to double team James Harden. And Maxey is just running sideline to sideline cooking you. Everybody else just got to do their part. The supporting cast is what's going to tell us if we got a championship team or not. But this James Harden move was the correct move for the Philadelphia 76ers. I wouldn't have the Philadelphia 76ers change anything about this move. I wouldn't. It's just it's a good one. It's a good one. James Harden is out. We look like people should be afraid of us. You should be afraid of us right now. I'm going to leave it at that, man. We look good. Yeah, it was 2 opponents that you can't write home to. But I think we could touch a lot of people with the roster that we got. I'm waiting to see. I can't wait for the playoffs, man. The Combine is coming up. That's always a great time for sports fans, especially content creators. You know, the good content creators, they still going to find ways to entertain you. They're still going to find ways to have videos out. That's what we do. That's, that's what good content creators do. But when the Combine comes out, everybody really feasts because we waiting for this. The Eagles content creators waiting for this Combine. I know I am. I got a list of guys that I'm personally going to be looking out for that was invited to this Combine. I'm going to go down the list a little bit. I got JoJo Damon. This is a big list. I got JoJo Damon on my list. Leo Chanel, Wisconsin. Devin Wyatt, Georgia. Interior lineman. I got Burks. I got Nicole Dean. Devin Lloyd. Boye Mafi. Nick Cross. Safety out of Maryland. I want to see a little bit of Kyer Elam. All of the other guys you guys pretty much know. Trent McDuffie is on my board. I want to see if he's as good as advertised because we need a cornerback. He's supposed to be a top 10 guy. Jalen Pitre out of Baylor, safety. Y'all might need to look him up. Sauce Gardner, Drake Jackson. I'm sorry. Yes, I got the people that's supposed to be on there. There's no quarterbacks on my list. I'm not looking at no quarterbacks. I think that would be a waste of time. You know what I mean? I'm looking for playmakers. I want to see the measurables of some of these guys. Now, the Combine can fluctuate my big board just like it'll fluctuate a professional organization's big board. Because if somebody, I've been high and I've been hidden with these guys with success freakish athletes at the wide receiver position, I've been right about them for 4 years now. Some things you just can't teach. And if a guy is big and fast at that position and physical and nimble, come on, bro. You got to go out there and get a specimen like that. Which is why Devontae Smith was kind of high in my opinion. You know, he just had the elite level route running. You know what I mean? There got to be something elite about some of these guys that flash off. Like the speed. If you're running a 4.2 at that height and weight, I got to look at you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at these guys. I'm looking to see who's going to be special. You know, you kind of knew Micah Parsons was going to be special from the linebacking position with the time that he ran. You know what I'm saying? You knew that you knew DK Metcalf was going to be special. Well, a lot of people didn't know that. I knew he was going to be special with the measurables that he had. Sometimes measurables speak volumes. They just speak volumes. You know what I mean? If it's an interior defensive lineman come out there and break the bench press record, you go up there and put up like 50, like 70 or something like that. Some bananas number. That's a different type of strength. That's strength late in the fourth quarter, like the game just started. Strength and stamina. You got to look at stuff like that. The combine is important. I really don't care about stuff like the broad jump or the shuttle cone and all. I don't care for stuff like that. I'm looking at these 40 times. I'm looking at the strength. I'm looking at the vertical leap. I'm looking at a lot of things. I'm looking at cut speed. So the shuttle cone could be. I'm looking at concentration. I'm really going to be paying attention to this one because, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we have 3 first-round picks. First time in franchise history. Only had 2 first-round picks twice in franchise history. This is a defining moment for the front office of the Philadelphia Eagles. None of this process is on the players. This is a defining moment for that front office. The players exceeded expectations. Now, what are you going to do, front office? The pressure's on. I know drafts are hit and miss, but the Eagles better hit. They better hit. That's all I'm saying about that, man. It's a lot of pressure on this draft, a lot of capital. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think. I think we bail these dudes out of seeing how well they can do their job if they go out there and trade for a quarterback. Hear me out. If you go out there and trade for a quarterback, you can't be wrong about that move. You got a high success rate about that move, depending on what you think success is. If you think you're going to win the Super Bowl and you win the Super Bowl, you've won. You've won, period. Nobody can take that away from you. If you think that you should just be contending for a number of years and don't get a Super Bowl, if that's your mark, hey. But I think if you spend as much capital on a quarterback, you got to be looking to win a Super Bowl. And you know that those caliber guys are out there this year that require that capital. So you win either way. You win by going to multiple NFC championship games by spending this capital. You know what I'm saying? But you risk more by seeing how well you can select talent in this draft. It's safer for them. It's safer for them to pick a quarterback. It's safer for them to pick a quarterback with the capital than use these draft picks. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's why I'm not mad if you go get a quarterback this year. I'm mad if you go get 3 busts in the draft. You got to absolutely hit if you use all 3 of these first round picks. You got to. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to be mad about. If you pick 3 more worthless individuals to come in here and to contribute nothing from day one. I'm even mad. If a dude take a year and a half to show you he's going to be a Pro Bowler, I'm mad at that too. We need results now. You got to be looking for those guys that's ready to produce now. And I'll be fine with the draft. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about that, man.